It is the semi-final time. The four best teams out of the eight teams that entered the ICC Men's Champions Trophy 2025 are strong contenders now for the title. The first semi-final, India versus Australia in Dubai on Tuesday. It is being spoken about as a revenge match for India after having lost to the Aussies in the final of the ICC Men's 2023 Cricket World Cup. But then Rohit Sharma and his team will just look at it as another match, yet another day in office, and go about their business, win another game, and enter the final, which is on March 9th, that is coming Sunday. Going by how India have performed in this Champions Trophy, they have chased well, they have also defended well, and they seem to have ticked almost all the right boxes, except perhaps maybe some more effort on the field. And like we saw, KL Rahul missing a couple of stumpings or not going for the edges of spinners. Perhaps those are the kind of things that he should be working on. But then, India versus Australia, it cannot get any bigger and any better in a semi final game. India, yes, they have played all their matches in Dubai. They are familiar with the conditions. Australia, having played their Group B matches in Pakistan, perhaps maybe a little bit lacking in match practice, because after their successful run chase against England, they could not play out their full matches against South Africa and Afghanistan. So, in that context, Australia may be lacking in match practice, but then we have seen how Australia, when it comes to the ICC knockout tournaments or the ICC events, and in the knockout stages, how they find their mojo, lift themselves up, and rise to the occasion and give their best. Australia have advanced to the semi final without their big three. So much doubt was raised that questions were asked about Australia and whether they will qualify for the semi final without Josh Hazelwood, Mitchell Stark, and their regular ODI captain Pat Cummins. But then, without the big three, and of course, the retirement just before the announcement of the Champions Trophy squad of Marcus Stoinis from One Day Internationals. So, without these four, and led by Steve Smith, they won that match against England, chasing 350 plus, and they were in a commanding position on course to chasing a challenging total posted by Afghanistan. So it is Australia's batsmen that have brought them to the semi final. No doubting the abilities of their inexperienced bowlers, and they are heavily dependent on their leg spinner Adam Zampa. Australia crippled by the injury and the absence of their off-spinning all-rounder Matthew Short, but then they have got Connor Connolly, who has recently experienced international cricket, and perhaps the pitch in Dubai may straightaway put him in the playing 11 on Tuesday. We saw in the last league match on Sunday how India spun New Zealand out of the match. 9 wickets out of 10 fell to spinners, and 5 of them to that mystery spinner Varun Chakravarthy. 5 for 42 in only his second ODI. Varun Chakravarthy, who did not feature in the playing 11 in the first two matches against Bangladesh and Pakistan. He just came, bamboozled the New Zealand batsmen, who are quite a good batsmen of spin bowling, but then he put them in a tight leash. New Zealanders could not read Varun Chakravarthy, 5 wickets, and he has certainly staked his claim in the playing 11 for the semi-final. So India will have to wait and see whether they go with an unchanged side, because 4 spinners, yes, they may also look at the opposition batting, Australia, and whether they need 4 spinners for that match. Harshit Rana, who did decently well, rested against New Zealand, and that is how Varun Chakravarthy came in. Mohammad Shami has been the trump card in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah, and India, with their 3 convincing victories in the league matches, have not felt the absence of Jasprit Bumrah. So Mohammad Shami, the leader of the attack. Hardik Pandya has been brilliant with his new ball, also in the middle, and the spinners have been tremendous. Varun Chakravarthy, of course, and previously Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, and of course you cannot keep Ravindra Jadeja out of the attack. So Australia batsmen versus India's spinners, and of course we know how much Virat Kohli, who could not make much of an impact in his 300th ODI against New Zealand, we know how much he loves playing against Australia. He has had tremendous success, and this match could also be pitting for probably one last time Virat Kohli and Steve Smith in the same ODI. Virat Kohli at number 3, but then Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill have been a tremendous opening partnership in recent times, and it is the start that Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill gives, and carried on by Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer, yes, he has been brilliant. Number 4, he, except for his shortcoming against the short ball, he can single-handedly take on the opposition. India, a well-balanced team, and Australia, depending on their batsmen to do a majority of the job and see them post a huge total, so their bowlers have some cushion to bowl at, or if the bowlers bowling first to India will depend on the batsman to do the run chase, but then it is not going to be easy. India versus Australia, and this Indian team is all set to take on the challenge of Australia and advance to the final. That's it. India versus Australia, Dubai, 2:30 IST start, and everything to play for, including a place in the final.